Okay, so if I'm being completely 100% honest, I really should have recorded this video this morning, but I really wanted to go ahead and get the Cold Steel 1 thing out because I knew, it's like, if I'm talking about a Trails game, this is probably going to be an hour or an hour plus. Let's go ahead and get it out of the way. And this is not for Cold Steel 2, although I do have my notes written for that. It's ready to go. We just have to record it. I'll probably on my next day off, which I don't know when that is because of my schedule. But so I woke up this morning, and first thing I did, I look at my phone, see what time it is. I'm like, oh, okay, this is a perfectly fine time to get up. It was like 7:30, 8:30. Look at it. Sorry, this fucking cough, man. So open it up, and I see Bulbapedia, because the night before I had said, okay, I'm going to put this up. I'm going to turn my phone off so like on this page, so when I wake up, first thing I remember, I need to watch the new Pokemon episode, because this is Ash v Leon Part 4. Leon has 2 Mons left. He's got Cinderace and Charizard. Ash just has Pikachu. And I have to watch this, and I want to go in without spoilers. Like, I'm not going to refresh Bulbapedia to see what happened. This is just reminder, go onto YouTube, watch it, and, hope and pray to God or Arceus that when I'm looking for it on YouTube, I don't immediately see a spoiler going, Ash loses or Ash wins, and hopefully it won't immediately show a comment just going like, man, can't believe our boy did it, or man, I'm so disappointed he lost. Like, I want to go in completely blind, and I did. Able to pull it off, and I watched the episode. So I just kind of want to talk through what happens in the episode. So it's like short recap of the last one. Pikachu and Charizard are both on the field. Eternatus is there, kind of flies around, it's watching, and it reactivates their Dynamaxes. So Leon's like, oh, well, in that case, I wanted to end the fight with Charizard, but since I just got another Dynamax back, you know what, Charizard, come back, I'll throw back Cinderace and G-Max him. And Ash is like, all right, Pikachu, let's do this. And since Pikachu doesn't have a Pokeball, instead of returning it to the ball getting big, he just kind of volleyball bombs Pikachu in the air. So that was really funny. So that happens. They both get G-Maxed. Both hit each other with a move. Cinderace basically gets one-shotted, and now it's back to Pikachu and Charizard. And I remember watching this thinking, so Cinderace's established ability, like Leon specifically, is, I think it's called Libero, which maybe that's just like a translation, because I think the other version is called Protean, which is when you use a move, you switch to that type. And it has a ground move. It specifically has a ground move. And I was thinking, why didn't you do that? I mean, I guess if you're G-Max, you want to use your super signature thing. But if you use the G-Max ground move, not only is it super effective, which your stab move isn't, so, I mean, you can argue what's better, the stab move or the super effective. Well, then, I mean, you change it to the type, so it becomes stab, it's super effective, and you become immune to Pikachu's electricity. So, what's the series I watched? I think it's called, TGS Anime. He's a guy that does Yu-Gi-Oh! Stuff, and I actually really like his videos, and he kind of goes over, a battle, and we'll say, a duel. It's like, okay, here's some of the shenanigans, some of the bullshit that got in the way. Here's the misplays. If this person had done this, would have been a way better move. This, they didn't because whatever reason, etc., etc. And I remember watching that and thinking, that's a huge misplay by Leon. If you do that, you're in a way better position, but he didn't, and he paid the price. So then it comes back, Pikachu and Charizard. At one point, Pikachu just goes Super Saiyan. He's like, Pika! And then this big electric aura appears around it, and then Charizard goes, Roar! And then a big flaming aura. And I'm like, oh, this is so shonen. This is so dumb in the best possible way. I am so hyped for this shit. And then he's throwing ancient powers at Pikachu. Pikachu's jumping on him with fucking quick attack, trying to Iron Tail, bops Charizard, barely hurts him. They're still fighting. Kind of happens again. Pikachu's jumping on the rocks, ends up in the top of the stadium, is just parkouring as Charizard's throwing air slashes. Dodge, 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 dodge. Jumps off the thing, starts spinning in the air, trying to hit him with Iron Tail. Holy shit, is Pikachu just flying right now? Because that's 7 Iron Tails in a row he did in the air. What the fuck? And then he lands. And Leon's like, use flamethrower, and Ash is like, use Thunderbolt. And then Pikachu turns around and then gets fucking point blanked by Flamethrower. And in the last episode, I think he took like 3 G-Max moves from Charizard. Okay, he actually took 2. It was the Rock one, and which was from Ancient Power. Excuse me. And he took the Dragon one. I don't remember what Charizard's Dragon move is. It might be like Dragon Breath or something. But is there like a B? It might have been Dragon Pulse. Either way, he took that head on, and then the G-Max Fire move got hit with the Z move, like 10,000, whatever, Thunderbolt. So he didn't technically tank 2 of them. He tanked 2 G-Max moves, and also, he technically tanked 3 because he tanked Cinderaces. He's been tanking all kinds of shit, but he hits this point blank, and the battle just kind of stops. Everyone goes quiet. Charizard is standing there. Pikachu is on all fours, just... And you see, from Pikachu's perspective, his vision is really blurry. He's kind of blinking, going in and out as he's swaying, and then he falls over. And I remember going like, oh no. Oh no, did he actually lose? After all this build-up, like I actually thought they were going to give it to him, man. He's actually done. That's so ass, but man, what a fucking effort. And the screen goes white. And I'm watching this in Japanese, obviously, because the dub's not out yet. And I'm not watching with subtitles, because the subtitles are usually very, very jank. Like, when the episode is, like, kind of pretty fresh out. So I'm just watching it raw. And Ash says something, and then you get, like, Pikachu's, like, electric shock. From what I understand, it's a quote from the first episode. Like, when he first sees Pikachu, he's like, oh, it's so cute. And then it's supposed to be Pikachu shocking him. So then when you're in this white mind space... You don't see anything for a second. And then you see Bulbasaur. Bulbasaur just kind of looking down over at Pikachu. And then Squirtle with the shades. Charizard shows up and I'm like, okay, so I get what's going on. We're going to be seeing all the Pokemon. And it's either going to be like Pikachu getting consoled about doing as well as he could, or it's his heroic second wind. It's like, this is really cool. It's a trope I really like. Then I saw Butterfree, like right after. Like it's those 3. I'm like, this is really cool. Oh no. Oh, that's Butterfree. Oh, that's Pidgeot. Oh, that's Lapras and Primeape. Oh, everyone is here. Nebby, Larvitar, no Haunter. And like of all the Pokemon that Ash has owned and even kind of unofficially owned, I was a little surprised they showed like Larvitar but didn't show Haunter, but I'm not really complaining. But when I saw Butterfree, man, I almost teared up. Like it was just that, oh, you can't do that to me. Like, you fucking bastards. You know what you're doing. You know what you're doing. I hate you. And so this is going on, and it's everyone just kind of, trying to cheer Pikachu on, give him some motivation, and then Ash comes back out and says something, which to what I understand is like, hey man, everyone's rooting for us. Everyone's got our backs. And I think it was also earlier in the episode during the battle. There's kind of show stills of all of his former companions. I don't remember Tracy, but we have seen Tracy in previous episodes, so I'll kind of grandfather him into this. All of his previous companions watching and cheering him on, which I really like, although I'm still kind of miffed that there wasn't a May-centric episode. Like, Dawn, I think, got a few episodes and flew out to see him. Serena got an episode, which was mostly a Chloe episode, but you still got to see Ash. Iris was part of the damn tournament. It's really weird that Misty and Brock have not been in the show so far. But, I mean, they've shown up in other seasons, so it's not like we haven't seen them since Kanto or Johto. I mean, Broxton's like fucking Sinnoh. But, it's like, their main base of operations is like Vermilion City. They could have, I don't know, I mean, Misty and Brock are just kind of a stone's throw away. It's weird they haven't shown up, and why have May and Max, like, never gotten an episode? That's weird. I think Bonnie and Clement had, like, a 2 or a 3-parter. But anyways, you get to see everyone throughout the episode. All the Mons are there cheering them on, and Ash is like, hey, we got this. And then this, like, big bolt of electricity comes out at Pikachu. Pikachu gets up, he's got this aura again. And the song that's playing in the background is the very first opening. I could be wrong about this, because like I actually like was kind of hearing that, and then I listened to the song, and like, this sounds like the exact same thing. This is the first Japanese opening of the first season. So two of my favorite tropes. One is when you kind of remember all the people that have helped you up to this point. It gives you that heroic second wind. And also when the fucking opening plays during the climax. And all I can think of is, man, when this gets dubbed, if the original 90s opening, the I wanna be the very best, like no one ever was, if that plays during this final showdown, the chills, man. All this shit happens. Pikachu gets its second wind, and like the animation in this episode has been like really good, and then it just goes phenomenal with like Pikachu getting this aura, Charizard getting this aura, and Ash is like, let's fucking go. Of course he's not saying that, but then Leon like throws his hat off. He's like, Charizard, it's a champion time, and then they just rush into each other, and then Pikachu and Charizard like headbutt each other, and then it cuts to an ad break, and the version I watched actually like included like a couple ads, which I appreciated because one was for Scarlet and Violet, and two, it was just like, okay, you need to catch your breath because a lot of crazy shit just happened. Like, we need to breathe. We need to take it in. And they wake up, and Pikachu's in the Pokemon Center, and he's kind of like getting up, looking around like, okay, what happened? I don't remember. I know I got like my ass whipped, but I was still going, and I got my second wind, and I headbutted him. Ash, what happened? And Ash just kind of goes up to him. He's like, dude, we did it. And then cut back to what happened. They hit each other with their heads. Pikachu's still standing. Charizard is stumbling, looks concussed as hell, and then just falls over down. And then you hear the announcer going like, Charizard is down! Ash wins! Ash won! Holy shit! And then it's like super hype. He gets his trophy. And yeah, like after, 97? Excuse me, I believe is when the first episode came out. So that's like 25 years. He finally did it. This is not like what happened in Alola, which was still huge. It's like he won a championship, like he did it, which arguably he had done before in the Battle Frontier, and then did even before that with the Orange League. But it's like he did it. He's an official champion of an official region from a game, and now world champion. And all it took was Pikachu going absolute god mode to do it. But man, I woke up, I watched it, and I was like, man, I am shook. Because that was incredible to watch. I felt like I just watched history. Because, this is history to me. Like, this is something I grew up with, and I still follow, I still watch, I still play the games. One's coming out next week, and I'm incredibly excited for it. My favorite game that I've played this year was a Pokemon game. So, watching that, and it's like, yeah, seeing Ash win was great. Watching, the incredible animation was great. It was that everyone is here moment. And it was everyone. Like I said, no Haunter, but, that's fair. But it's like, man, Butterfree. That got me. And it was just like, man, Pikachu is such a fucking boss, dude. It's like, I know that. I've watched the anime. I've seen the crazy shit this little dude can do, but that is the Acemon. That is the centerpiece, crown jewel of the team. I know there's been a lot of rumors that they're going to retire Ash. They might just retire the anime. And after that, I really wouldn't be surprised. So I'm really looking forward to seeing what happens in the last episode of Journeys, because nothing has been announced to be coming up after, and I think the title is Pokemon I'm Glad I Met You, which sounds like a nice bookend to Pokemon I Choose You, and apparently from what I've heard, the way the title is actually written, it's in the exact same font as the first episode. It sounds like it's gonna be a bookend, and I'm really excited for that. As much as I love Ash and I love Pikachu, I like the idea of the anime just going in a different direction. It's no. His journey is finally done. He went out on top. Now, for something completely different. Because I've liked a lot of the different shit. I really liked Pokemon Origins. I really liked Twilight Wings. I think there's quite a few Poketunes out, and I've seen some of them. I've really liked them. I think there even might be like another Pokemon. Oh yeah, there is. I know there's a Hisui one that I actually need to watch. I think I watched like an episode, maybe two, and I liked it so far. It's like Pokemon is such a rich world with so much cool shit in it that I want to see more of that explored beyond Ash. And I think this is a good time to let him go and just kind of see what else they can do with it. I'm looking forward to it. I'm excited. I'm still kind of shook. I still kind of have chills, but man, what a fucking episode.